I wanted to ask you, what was your favorite memory kind of while you were playing at WSU, whether it was a game or anything, any other type of memory you had at WSU?
My favorite memory, man, I would have to say it was my first start against Oregon.
Yeah.
I think it was week 3 or whatnot. Yeah, it was week 3. And the Evergreen, the paper, right, comes up to me like, hey, can we do an interview? I'm like, all right, this is my first one. And they go, you know, what should we expect this week coming up? And I'm like, oh, I just want to back up all the hype I came up here with, right? And not even, when I said it, I didn't mean it the way like it came out, right?
Oh, yeah.
So then the headlines were, Bumpus gonna back up what he said, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, damn. So now I'm out here, and it's 3rd down, and we score, and I'm in the slot for a 2-point conversion, and they throw it to me, and I catch it.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool. So then the next time they have the football, they punt it to us, and I catch the football on a punt return, and I fumble it. Boom, 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 boom. There's a flag on the play, though, so I get another chance. I'm like, all right, cool. Okay. I remember my boy, Carl Payman, he was a senior at the time. He was like, come on, Bump, let's go, boom. So they kick it to me, catch it, and I take it to the house. Oh. That was my first start. And once I did that, I'm like, all right, I feel like unstoppable. Like, no one's going to touch me now. That was...
You backed up those words.
I backed it up, but I wasn't even trying to come at it that way. Right. But that pressure was put on, so I'm like, all right, goodness gracious.
That next headline was probably just as good too, right? Because you did back it up.
I did back it up, but I learned the lesson. You got to be careful with the media.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a little evergreen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We'll try to run with it for sure, man.
What was that like walking around Wazoo, you know, maybe your last year there? By then you'd built a name for yourself. People knew you. Were you kind of like a celebrity of sorts? Did you feel like you got a lot of eyes on you, or were you kind of low key?
I feel like most athletes, you automatically have eyes on you, right?
Yeah.
And Pullman does such a good job of, you know, no one is like bigger than Pullman. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you are a really dope football player, a basketball player, you're just a coug, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's how most people treat you. Obviously, you're gonna have some people who are like more invested in sports than the others.
Yeah.
Than others, but nah, man, I didn't feel that way. That's least,
cool.
You know, it was real cool out there.
I want to go back and so at a later stage in your life, you know, you mentioned you worked for Pepsi. You ended up quitting that job and starting your own business. And then at some point down the line, after a couple of years, you decided to go into sportscasting. Mm-hmm. How did that transition happen? Mm-hmm. Like, did you always have it in your mind, like, yeah, I want to do something in the media, or was an opportunity presented to you?
Nah, that was random. And I always thank Aaron Levine for everything I do in media, because he gave me a shot. He was the first one. So when I got the head coaching job at Monroe, the Seattle Times put out just an article, former Coug, Seahawk, is head coach at Monroe. So then I believe it was 2015 or 2016, that Apple Cup, he hits me up and goes, hey man, I hear you're in town, you're coaching, would you like to do post game for the Apple Cup? We'll try you out. I'm like, all right, cool. So I do it. I'm nervous as heck, you know what I'm saying? I get through it.
Yeah. They put makeup on you and stuff.
They did. Makeup. I'm still sweating. I got this bald head. I'm sweating. Like, I was nervous. I felt like later on I got into my groove. But then I told my wife, I don't know if they'll call me back, man. Shit, like, I was nervous.
It's like that first before media training. It was that first interview.
Exactly. So then the next year they call me back, and I'm like, all right, cool. You know, so I'm working on my stuff. You know, making sure I'm ready to go. Yeah, felt a lot better. So they call me back, and then the third time they called me back, he goes, hey man, the Seahawks are looking for a voice. There's been some shifting going over there. Would you be up for an audition? Went into the audition. And then just been grinding ever since, man.
Hey, wait, don't leave yet.
Hey, if you're still watching, make sure you subscribe to our channel, hit that like button, and that notification bell to stay tapped in.